The ocean. Many of you are familiar with it. It's full of wonderful animals. Marinebio.org thinks they estimate that 80% of all animal life on Earth is found underwater. So most of the animals are underwater. But none of those animals matter because I want to talk about one of them, my favorite animal that lives underwater. This animal. He's a shrimp, but not just any shrimp. It's a mantis shrimp. They live in tropical waters near Hawaii and Africa. There's around 400 different species, but I'm focusing specifically on the peacock mantis shrimp. This is just the head of the shrimp. They live in holes and burrows and rocks that they dig. This is what they look like when they come out of the hole. The peacock mantis shrimp has the most colors. They have a very tough shell that covers their whole body and protects them, from general injury. The bright color, according to the Department of Biological Sciences and University of Baltimore, they believe that the colors are used to communicate between other mantis shrimp to say, like, this is where I live, or I'm going to kill you, or whatever they say. Most of them grow to be around 4 inches, so not very big. But they can get very big. The largest was 18 inches, which is like this big, so they can get pretty scary. Mantis shrimp, they're predators. They don't eat like plants or anything. They kill stuff. And they eat crustaceans like crabs, clams, mussels, things with like incredibly hard shells. And so you're probably wondering, how does this thing break open a clam? They punch it. This is the claw of the mantis shrimp. It's the way they hunt. They find their prey, they move in on it, and they strike out. It kind of swings out like this, and they hit them. It goes around 50 miles an hour underwater. So I don't know if you've ever tried to punch underwater, but punching 50 miles an hour underwater is pretty much incredible. They strike so quickly that when they hit the water, there's so much friction from the speed that the water boils, and it creates this flash of light sometimes, depending on how hard they hit them. And the scientists have discovered that it creates this bubble from the boiling that then creates a vacuum in the bubble, and it collapses back on the animal. So they get hit, and then they get hit again by this exploding bubble. And according to the Department of Integrative Biology at Berkeley, the bubble is about 50% to 200% of the force of the original strike. So it's like getting hit, and then also it explodes. They hit, and the amount of force in the punch has been measured to be equal to around a .22 caliber bullet. So it's like getting shot, and then it explodes. So according to Nature magazine, pretty much anything that can survive the first punch just gets demolished by the exploding bubble. And so the way they do this is the Journal of Experimental Biology found that their entire skeleton is designed just to facilitate speed around this one motion to just absolutely destroy whatever they hunt. In a lot of aquariums where they're kept or enclosures, they break the glass a lot because they just smash it with their big claw. And fishermen nickname them thumb splitters because they get a lot of injuries if you don't handle them well, because they'll hit people too. So I know you're thinking, how could this shrimp get any cooler? This is the shrimp striking a shell. But these are the eyes of the shrimp. In humans, we have three cones in our eyes, which are cells designed to detect color, and then our brain puts those colors into images. In mantis shrimp, there are 16 cones. So essentially, it's not exactly, but they can see like 5 times as many colors as we can. So like imagine a color you've never seen before, and they can see 5 times as many of those. So they're just incredible with their vision. No, scientists still don't know why they need so many colors. They think it's to hunt, because everything's very colorful underwater, so they think it's used to hunt, different colored animals hiding in coral. Not only can they see 5 times as many colors, but they can tune their eyes to individual wavelengths of light. So if they wanted to see an ultraviolet or infrared, they could. So even if something was camouflaged with the rock, it doesn't matter because they can specifically tune to that frequency of light to see it. So they can find literally anything that's hiding from them if they want to. And scientists are just amazed. They can also see polarized light, which means if something's swimming above them and it's like blue colored, it doesn't matter because they can see the polarization coming from the surface and bouncing off. So they're just incredible, and scientists are just amazed on how they can do this. As you can see, the eyes are, each of those little cells is like an eye, basically. So they can see pretty much everything, and they're on stalks, so they swivel around, and they can look pretty much everywhere. So, probably wondering, who cares? It's just a shrimp, right? How does this affect people? Not only are they just super cool animals to look at and learn about and watch, and they're very beautifully colored, a study on the composition of the claws of the shrimp, on the materials that make up the actual striking claw, found that it's made of multiple different minerals, natural minerals that the shrimp grows, and this allows them to strike around 50,000 times with the claw before they have to molt, and then they get a new shell, which is then the new claw. So scientists are really trying to learn, how can we replicate this kind of incredibly tough, but very light, obviously, kind of armor. And so, according to Defense News, which is a military paper, there's been a lot of research to try and use this kind of material to make tougher body armor, or things for cars and Humvees and planes, stuff like that. Because if they could replicate it, it would be, I think the study said it would be something like twice as strong and a third as heavy. So it's just like, that's the key if they can figure that out. But not only are the claws useful to humanity, but the eyes can also be used. Scientists have been trying to replicate with liquid crystals the way their eyes can pick up polarized light, because they think if they can master that, there will be a new kind of digital file technology, like the new Blu-ray. It'll be even better than Blu-ray, kind of like that. Additionally, the movement of their eyes on the stalks, according to Engineer Magazine, they could be used to transfer to undersea robots to help articulate the cameras on their eyes, and because the way they move is they're able to see pretty much all around them. So people are trying to study how these different biological processes work to then translate to human technology. So to conclude, pretty much, mantis shrimp are really cool. Here's the club again, kind of striking at something. It swings out. They have two of them. And they're incredibly successful predators. People who keep them in aquariums say they'll just eat literally everything in the aquarium if you don't stop them. Their vision is, unbelievable. To see 5 times as many colors would just blow my mind. And there's so many technological and, who knows what could be learned from these crazy animals with all these insane, just biological craziness. So yeah, that's pretty much it.